when we last left our heroes.
With the near-death encounter with Malevious finally done, our group ran away from the burning warehouse as more continued to go up in flames all around us. Kaixus began to lead us out of the city as an announcement aired. They planned to lock Reydale down, allowing no one to leave. Sheelal knew the way to the underground and led us to an old warehouse of his. We ventured below as the chaos continued just above. With a comically easy encounter with the gang known as the Ice Vipers, we continued forward as another announcement played above. This time, Malevious spoke to the city, accusing Kaixus of these attacks and our involvement with him. He explained that in just a few minutes, the city would lift into the air and lock all inside. We double-timed it to a sewer exit, and thanks to Sheelal's rope of climbing, we all got out of the city, right as it began its ascension into the sky. We now gather by the fire in silence, thinking about the events inside the warehouse. I guess it's time to properly address this new form of mine. More importantly, though, is what Malevious said about Kaixus' siblings actually true? Arcane Amphitheatre, Episode 10, Veiled Truths.
Any questions?
No questions, but maybe an answer for Aaravani.
You all look towards Kaixus, who seemingly has not heard your last question, Aaravani. You see him sort of just eyes lost, envisioning the steel fortress, his once upon a time city, his home, now gone.
Hey, Kai. Still with us here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Look, I know this is a lot for you, but I think we need some answers here. What happened today?
You all are certainly owed that much. What you all witnessed and what you all were unwilling participants of was my reckoning. And while I hoped I had covered my tracks a little better, it seems it came a little before I was prepared for it. About, I would say, a couple of years ago, I began to formulate a plan to remove my 4 siblings from my family's portrait. I myself was the middle child. I sought the throne that was my father's position at Interavan Armors. And there was only one way to get what I wanted. That isn't to say that I didn't give some thought to it. I mean, my siblings were not good people. I'm pretty heinous myself, as you can see, but at least they deserved what happened to them. About 9 months ago, my plan came to fruition. Almost without a hitch. The only person who discovered what happened was my tutor, Atreus. He ended up leaving, though he did promise not to say anything, and I let him go. But I guess I was a fool for thinking my father would never find out. So, yeah, you all are traveling with a psychotic, sibling-murdering lunatic that's overly ambitious and, well, I guess a little unhinged. So, I obviously feel like a lot of what happened to you all today is kind of my fault, so maybe it is best if I haul myself away?
I'll go ahead and stop you right there. Look, Kai, not saying what you did was right. Of course it's not. But I think the company that you're with, I think we all got some kind of dirt on our hands. It's not just you. I certainly do.
Well, I have a feeling that the path we're all about to walk is not going to be a very pleasant one. I feel like there will be a lot more vengeance enacted. Death, betrayal, murder. We really okay with that?
Well, the unfortunate circumstance is that you've already pulled us into it. I know that Malevious can be as petty as can be. He knows our faces, he knows our names. I'm sure that just to spite you, he will stop at nothing to make sure that each and every one of us are tracked down and dealt with, disposed of, properly. So unfortunately for you, you are stuck with the remainder of us until we can come to some sort of solution.
You know, it's kind of funny. When we were all sitting in that prison, I thought I was gonna have 5 solid favors from each of you for getting you out. And now it looks like I'm gonna owe 5 solid favors.
You're gonna, bro, you're gonna owe a lot more than 5 to us. You fucking stupid.
That's fair. That's fair.
That is very true.
All right,
true.
well, if we somehow make it through this dastardly manhunt that I'm sure my father is about to enact on us, I will owe all of you numerous favors.
I think one of the best ways to do that, Kaixus, is to stick around. I think all of us have some sort of goal in mind. I certainly do. But if he's going to be tracking us down, then we have to stay together.
Well, my current goal is just to not die at the hands of some bounty hunter my father will undoubtedly send after me. So, let's hear it. What's your goal?
Well, I guess to clear one thing up for you all is, I'm not actually from the Dominion. I'm gonna look out to the sky. Raph, would you say that there is somewhere out there a floating island that I could look towards?
Unfortunately, from where you are, within the borders of, or near the inland borders of the Dominion, the Sky Isles are just outside the horizon for you.
I'll just look out then. You can't really see it from here. From the Sky Islands, actually. To be more specific for you all, the island of Cernumos. Cernumos. It's a beautiful place. But, let's just say people like me, we're a little bit different from the others. Treated differently. I look over at Raggax and Sheelal. Probably be the same for you two as well. That's one of the reasons why I was disguised in such a way that I was. But I'm actually going to stand up, kind of walk up towards the storm a bit. I'm going to unfurl my wings. And you see kind of the brownish feathers and whites mixed in against the campfire light. And what you guys will see for the first time is the feathers are full at the base of his back. But as you continue to go upwards, you begin to see a cut off. Where normally for a bird, there's those kind of tipped feathers at the wings. But you notice about a quarter way from the end, completely stripped away of feathers to where you can't fly. People like us are restricted. Somebody like me. I can't fly. Never been able to. Somebody like you, Raggax. Honestly, you'd probably get a muzzle on you. We're used in some sort of way. For me, I was taken in very young. You could say a bodyguard in a way. To a noble. That's what I did for a while. But one day I left. Traveled the Dominion for a while. I knew the people were probably looking for me. So I had to get stronger. So I found the arena. Blood sport, to be specific with you. And I fought. Every single day was a fight for survival. But I knew none of those people in that arena were making it out alive besides me. That's what I did. But then, and he's going to reach into his pocket, and he's going to pull out a letter. A letter arrived at my feet. Something simple. You walk out of here, your life changes. All it said, all it was signed, I should say, was the letters Z-Y. So I call him Zai. Never met the guy before, but I basically work for him now. Do whatever the letters say. I don't question it. But like I was saying, Kaixus, you and I aren't so different. I'm a nobody as well. Ran from home. Yours is a little bit different, of course, but I'm just trying to survive like you.
You might have to show me the ropes, because he like holds his hand over his head, like looks up. Never really had to sleep without a roof over my head.
You'll get used to it, I'm sure. But you're not alone. Unfortunately, for a while I was. But then I found you guys. So what about the rest of you? It's your stories.
Is this the sharing hour? Is that what we're doing?
Might as well, if we're gonna be around each other for a while.
I mean, there's not much to say. I'm a goblin. I've been hated and despised my whole life. Had a chance to be something different, I took it.
Is that why you took to Leviatar? Are you looking for somewhere to belong?
I don't know if I'm looking for somewhere to belong. You know, you're told your whole life that you are the scum, the filth, the dirt on people's feet. I ran with a gang called the Dark Hand. It's no nothing gang. A lot like the Ice Vipers, in a sense.
Ah, okay.
We were a small gang of goblins, 12 on a good day. We were surviving. A lot of the survival comes from raids, ambushes, travelers taking the road. We take them out, cook them, eat them. Nothing new. You do what you do to survive. And then one day, and Raggax pops up on to his feet. And then one day, prison prison transport. There we go. A prison transport comes through our ambush route. We get lucky. We had a stick of dynamite from the last raid. We blow it up. Several high-ranking guards take them. It was a good day. It was gonna be a great day for months. I stick back. I make sure everyone's dead. Get whatever loot is left. And as I'm leaving, I hear a cry in the bushes. And I meet Zanriel. Zanriel was on that transport. And for the first time, and I mean the first time, I see someone look at me, not with fear, but unabashed hope and amusement. Amusement. Can you believe that? a goblin like me, and they're looking at me with amusement. And so we get to talking. He's a follower of Leviatar, and in exchange for her blessing, her love, he all he asks is medicinal supplies. It's a no-brainer, right? I get a friend, I get a goddess, and I become something that's not a thing that you scoff at, you spit at, you stab at. I become something more for once in my life. And so I do it, and then Zanriel told me that to fully ingratiate myself in Leviatar's love, I have to sever the bonds that once held me to my old life, And so I did. One by one. I severed 12 bonds that day. And I've never been happier, Right?
Well,
So that's my story.
I certainly don't blame you.
I'm actually gonna go and sit next to him real quick. Just kind of put out a hand. I used to be in the Outcasts, right? It's good to meet you.
Raggax smiles and he takes his hand.
Raggax, you have to be commended. You have simultaneously fit the bill yet broken every stereotype of being a goblin. You are the most... I read a lot of books, and I know a lot of stories, yet there are none like yours. There's a sentience to you that is unparalleled.
Raggax shakes his head, but there are definitely tears that are in his eyes. Thanks. It means a lot, Ajax.
Well, I guess it's time that I pull open a few more curtains for the rest of you lot.
I mostly just want to know about Iska. Kidding.
You do say that, and as you peer over to Iska, I need to remind you, she was hungover 12 hours ago.
Yeah, it's
She's fine now.
quite a day for her.
She's listening, but her head is up against, I imagine you guys have grabbed logs and are sort of like hanging on the campfire, staying warm. Her head is up against the log. She's got one eye open, and her body is not moving.
Go back to sleep, Iska. It's okay.
This is a 12-year-old girl you guys dragged to
This poor fucking girl. She was hungover the morning of, and now she has to fucking...
For the longest time, there has only been considered to be 8 schools of magic that build up the foundation of the weave. Up until here recently, some of the greatest minds began to look closer, began to look deeper into everything. Metaphysics is what they started to focus on. You see, all around you, there are millions upon billions of molecules interacting with each other. Every move that you make, every step that you take, every choice is made up of these things. It is what gives us our entire being. It is the fuel that keeps the furnace ablaze. And that's what dunamantic magic is all about. The majority of mages believe that it is too dangerous to practice, or that it is too complicated to comprehend. And there are two schools that fall along dunamancy, that being chronergy magic and that of graviturgy. You've seen for yourself that I practice that of time manipulation, seeking out potential possibilities, ensuring that outcomes go into my favor. And for the longest time, I was under the impression that the Lagrange family are the most well-knowledged chronologists in the entirety of Altaria. Yet for some reason, as I continue to travel with you lot, I keep finding these discrepancies. It even started before I made it to Reydale. When I found Iska, I was sure. I was 100% positive that I would find them on her island. And then what do I find? A small tiefling village. A bunch of fishermen with no connection to the outer world besides merchant ships like the Bogo brothers or the occasional supply drop from someone else. And so I continued my journey. I continued searching them out until I found the lead of the Interavant family, where there is one individual by the name of Malevious that is a working partner with them and has some means of contact. And now everything has blown up in my face. And I am up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. Knowing him, at some point he will let them know. The fact that they're graviturgists, I find it hard to believe, but I can't help but just take his word for it. I traveled from far away to come here, to continue being able to take control of my fate and break the chains of destiny and become whatever I want to be. No one's done it before. No one spat in Lady Fate's face and lived to tell the tale. That's the goal. That's the mission. To be able to make reality what I want. And so if you'll have me, I can ensure that whatever outcomes you wish to happen, I will try my best with all of my ability to turn the tides of time and make things favorable for the entirety of our party.
That's an admirable endeavor.
You've already made yourself quite useful from all I've seen. Can't wait to see what else there is for you.
You've changed my fate at least twice.
Sometimes
He sure did.
it's a gamble.
It's okay. It's all right.
Every instance, there is so many different branching timelines where things work out and things don't work out. And it seems like fate despises Kaixus and Terravant.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, fate
Oh,
does
wait,
not
shit,
feel
he's right
like it
here.
has... Kaix. Poke fun at Kaixus when he's down.
Sheelal pokes Kaixus.
Well, Sheelal, I am sorry that your friends are now stuck in a prison that's several hundred feet in the air, and in a city where you're wanted, and the punishment is death.
Well, when you put it that way, you know,
Damn, that is pretty fucking rough.
yeah.
There will be other chances to get back in there and help them. I guess my mission to do that is going to take longer than I hoped.
I think a lot of our goals for ourselves are going to take longer than we hoped.
Mhm.
We'll get him.
I do want to ask you, though, Sheelal, how did, and I'm just going to gesture towards all of you, this come to be? I mean, we sort of described a bit about us. Do you even remember your creation, creator, anything like that?
Yeah, he's kind of a little bit quieter with all this as he thinks back to it all. My creator, his name is Porik. He's a rock gnome. I was a meteorite, I was told, that came from the sky, and I crash landed in a cemetery of theirs. He made a body around this meteorite, and I started to see things like shadows in the space around the box he put me in. I didn't really have eyes at that time, but I could hear. I couldn't really speak yet, so I didn't know what was going on. But after some time and him adding more to me, I eventually became this body right now, and I was told to guard the cemetery where I crash landed in, and I did that for 7 years. But because of my meteor landing in the cemetery, I guess I absorbed soul essence from all of those in that area, which gave me life, I guess. So I saw the spirits in that cemetery and learned what they all did with their lives. But I wanted to go out on my own, but he wouldn't let me. I just wanted to see the outside world and experience those things that all my friends did. And he wouldn't let me. So, one night, Mick, my friend I told you about, he came and rescued me from the area. And I've been with him ever since, until they were captured a couple months ago. But now I'm with you guys, so I'm experiencing things and meeting people.
You know, meeting people is usually a little more pleasant than the last few days for you.
I can't tell if you're a collection of souls or if you're an alien or what you even are.
I'm having fun. I've always just assumed I'm me.
Well, you got us out of that city, and that's good enough for me.
We'll get him out.
Yeah, it's hard. Being stuck in one place for a good while. Now you're free.
Yeah,
It's time to experience the world together, Sheelal.
yeah, experience the world.
We got quite the group around us, don't we? Wow. That's a lot to unpack there.
Mm-hmm.
Raph, what time is it again? I know you just said it, but...
By this point, we are hitting the later portions of the evening. Not quite midnight, but if you were to pull out your pocket watch, it is
I
about
will.
10 p.m.
I was just gonna say, I'm beat. I'm tuckered out. This has been one of the worst days of my life. Still deciding if it's the worst.
Yeah.
Nah,
you need some rest,
Who wants to take first watch? That's what you
I'm
do in
not-
these situations, right? First
can.
watches.
I can stay up for an hour.
I was gonna suggest, it might be best that since we're in We're not in a very hidden area. I think we should have 2 on watch.
I can stay up an hour, and then I can be up for an hour in the morning.
I mean, if you just give me 4 hours to rest, I'll be fine to stay up for another 4.
And, how about you rest for now, Ajax? I can stay up with Sheelal for a bit, and you guys get some rest.
Sounds good to me. Just wake me up when somebody wants some relief.
It seems like I'll get Iska for the latter half of it because she got a head start.
She's been out.
Raggax is gonna turn in.
Kai is gonna collapse his armor and snuggle up,
Could
I
you
guess,
say
up against the log.
Kylapse?
He's gonna Kai-lapse.
What a good one!
That's still, it's still better than Rayhole. But
Reydale was pretty terrible. Reydale was terrible.
Rayhole was
So first watch is
me, Aaravani, and Sheelal.
I was just gonna say that Ajax is sitting crisscross applesauce, just right in front of the fire with his eyes closed and his head down.
I kind of like take a sec to look at that. Gesture for Sheelal to take a look too. He's a weirdo, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Alright. Let's keep watch.
What's the complete surrounding of us look like? The sand?
It is just sand. Sand as far as the eye can see. Now, this windstorm has picked up, and it's not quite getting in the way. You guys have found that, underpass beneath a plateau that is allowing you all a little bit of protection. So you can't see very far, but it's all sand.
I'm just gonna stretch and just kind of pace around for a bit. And what I'm actually gonna try and do is find a space kind of open from the rest of the people sleeping. And I'm just gonna continue to push out my hand and try and resummon that magical image of Jin Masu again, and just keep trying and just figure out what that was, because I've never seen that before.
Give me a constitution check.
Sheelal is just going around, the whole party in a circle, slowly, just, taking the surroundings in.
Constitution. That is an 18.
It takes a bit. Your blood is still boiling. The adrenaline has worn off, but you are tired. You attempt the first couple times. The first time, nothing happens. The second time, little flickers of black shadow. The third time, you can start seeing the outline of it. You stop, and you look at the fire. Compose yourself for a bit. You take a breath in and look back out towards Reydale. And then you finally look down. The shadow cast at your feet from the flame behind you. You kneel down, taking a look at it. That shadow is not you. You recognize the half-orc staring back at you. You take that breath. You realize it. You don't try to summon anything. Instead, you simply hold your arm out, your massive wingspan, as the brutish orc shadow holds its arms out. And then you simply pull your hand upwards, as from the ground, the shadow of Jin Masu rises, mimicking your every movement.
Hey there, Jin. I thought I lost you there. You'll still be around, though. We'll figure this out together. Just gonna continue making movements, attempt to potentially try and teleport, fail, and just mess around for a little while.
Can I learn to do that?
Do you got a ring of disguise, and I can shatter it for you, and we can see what happens?
Okay. What should I work on till then?
I'm gonna kind of dismiss the shadow and just kind of bring my hand down as it, I assume, returns back to the ground. And I walk over to Sheelal and just sit down. I think right now, Sheelal, the best thing you can do is just experience what this world has for you. It's tough, I'll tell you that. But you got a good group of people behind you, I'll say that. So, I'm glad you crash landed here. And we're gonna figure that out. It's very strange.
My creator, he said that I was sent by a god of the earth. Or, no, he called the earth, I think. Yeah. Sego John Earth Caller? Yeah.
I assume I don't know that, Raph.
You can give me a religion check. This will be a semi-difficult roll.
Not a terrible roll, but I don't think I add anything to... That's a 17.
You're unfamiliar with this god. Not that you are a religious man in the first place, but Sego John, Earthcaller, as a name, is gnomish.
Yeah, we're gonna put a pin in that for a while. And again, I'm sorry we weren't able to do anything about your friends, but you helped us a lot today. So I'll try everything I can to make sure that you see them again. Because that bond is important.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I will continue to watch over all of you and make sure everybody comes out okay.
You took the words right from my mouth. I'll do the same. Just look back out at the storm.
You look back out into the storm. It's not quite a storm. Just winds that blow, and carried by the wind is another letter that bellows in and lands at your feet.
I look over at Sheelal for a sec, and I look down. Yeah, right on time, Zai. I grab it, and I pocket it.
You pocket it. Another letter. Go ahead and both of you give me perception rolls.
16.
And here we go.
5.
16 and a 5. Thanks to Sheelal, nothing happens. 2 hours pass, and it is time for the next group.
All right. Hey, you guys. Raggax. Kaixus, your turn.
I warmed up a spot for you.
Aw, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let me just roll out of here.
Okay,
All right.
good night. And then he's gonna
Good night.
fold up into that battle droid.
God, what a weird little fucker.
It's so fun that he can do
Full
that.
on, like snow angel style, wings spread out behind me on my back, and just pass out.
Why did I think he was gonna like close himself in his wings?
I'm not a turtle.
I don't
Next
need
time.
covers or blankets. I got my wings.
Raggax will look at Kaixus. What's Kaixus doing?
Kaixus is out of his armor currently, so he just now realized that he never like unbuttoned the top button of his shirt collar, so he like goes to unbutton it, he can't get it, then he just like rips it, and he like loosens his tie that he always has to wear, and he like takes it off and like throws it off to the side, and it just like huffs.
Raggax gets up. He walks over, looks at Kaixus. He slaps him. God! Does that hurt?
It does, but weirdly
Good.
not as much as the nut shot earlier.
Good. Hold on to that pain.
Okay,
Hold on to that.
I'm holding it. I'm holding it. Now what?
I understand that today's been rough for you, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I bet you're feeling a lot of emotions that you buried a long time ago.
I mean, yeah, we're getting a little deeper now.
Hold on to that pain. I don't care how you feel. I need you to step the fuck up. I don't care about your dead siblings. Boo-hoo, I fucking killed them. Okay, get over it. You have a mission now. Keep your head up and get the job done. Because they might be all hunky-dory with you, but you put their lives at stake. You owe us a lot more than favors. You owe us your best.
Yeah, I can do that for you.
Okay.
Raggax sits back down on his log.
Maybe you want to tell me a little bit more about Leviatar?
Let me see if I still have my pamphlet. I don't know if I have it anymore. I think it got I think it got burnt to ash when we were in the warehouse.
That's fine. Any sermon would do.
Raph, can I make a quick prayer to Leviatar and see if anything reaches back?
Like, what do you...
I don't know.
What are you trying to get to? I will say, you have your pamphlet.
Oh, perfect.
It isn't... You stuffed it back into your shin guards.
Oh,
So it's not
unsinged.
burnt, but arguably worse. Filled with your sweat.
Ugh.
And that's why I laminated the one that I gave you.
Not the trifold. Fuck. Raggax, he pulls out his sweaty pamphlet. He can tell that some of the sweat has damaged the writing and it's kind of making it blurry. He crumples it up and he puts it back in his shin guard.
So, Leviatar is the matron of pain.
Well, I figured if I have to hold on to so much pain, I might as well know it's matron.
From what I was taught, and from what I have gained from Leviatar, it's not only power, but it is clarity. And with clarity comes a sense of euphoria. And I often find myself flipping between the two.
Clarity through pain.
Yes.
I see.
Think of it this way. Say your house blows up, right? Which, I mean, technically, your house is all the way fucking up there right now.
Yeah, I think I can connect, yes.
Your house blows up. Horrible, horrible event, right? A lot of negative feelings associated with that. But on the other side of that, you can build a new home as you always imagined it. Not one that you were maybe confined to. Trials and tribulations make a person. Pain is everywhere. It's conflict. You may not win the day today. You may not win the day tomorrow. But having gone through that pain, you realize that you're still here.
Kaixus slowly begins smiling until it is ear to ear and says, "Thank you, Raggax. That was maybe the perfect way to end my day."
I mean, I wasn't really going up against much. Your day fucking blew.
Nonetheless, it gives me something to look forward to. Do you mind if I work on my armor a bit?
By all means. But don't forget what I told you.
Oh, I absolutely won't. Kaixus takes off removes his armor and takes out his artificer tool. And he's like, well, it's no lab, but it'll have to do. And he'll start making some adjustments to his armor.
You go ahead and you sit down on the sand as you finish your conversation. I would like for you to give me a history check.
Oh, you know what? This might actually be a bad history check for once. It's only gonna be 9.
A 9 is not what I was looking for. You quietly continue tinkering on your armor, thinking back to what your father made, the armor you saw of your father. It wasn't quite like yours. While yours is a bit more skin tight, his was more form-fitting, made for him, but definitely not artificer armor. And you let your mind drift for a bit before you think back on Ajax and his story. You don't know what, but something didn't make sense. Something about his story just didn't line up. It's the sinking feeling. You don't know what it is.
Probably asking too much, but do I think that Malevious lied about the Lagrange family?
You can give me an insight roll. How about that?
That's a natural 20.
Woo! That's a bit better.
You don't get the sense that Malevious lied. You don't know anything about the Lagrange family, but it's not like your father to lie. Especially where here it doesn't. Lying to Ajax, you don't see the play here. With a natural 20, however, you also do not get the sense that Ajax is lying.
I don't get the sense that he's lying.
Yeah. With a natural 20, you continue tinkering. This is your headspace, your know-how, your time to think. Your hands move in such a way that they're synonymous with everything you have done for years. And you try picking apart his story emotionally, and you never get the sense that he lied. It just, something doesn't make sense, and you don't know what.
Kai tries to ponder on it, figure out what about it's itching at him, but it's just not coming to him. So he pockets that thought in the back recesses of his mind and gets back to work.
You get back to work as, on the other side, Raggax is in his quiet zone. Raggax, I would like a religion check from you.
Oh. That was a natural 20.
Good lord.
You're not a man of prayer, but you find yourself also looking for guidance on your pilgrimage of pain. And as you sit and you hear the winds bellow, grains of sand hitting your face, you take just 3 or 4 steps into the actual wind to make sure it's just enough of a nuisance on your face that's annoying and just ever so slightly painful. It prickles upon your cheeks. It hurts, but feels so good.
Keep your eyes open. They just...
You keep your eyes open, like 3 grains hit your pupil. Yeah.
Ooh, that's some
Eyes are
good
watering.
sand.
Yeah, baby.
It's coarse and rough and irritating.
It's crusty.
But it just, you're left unsatisfied. And then the wind stops and all the pain goes away. And you're left with just you. You recognize this as a sign, whether intentional or not, from your maiden of pain. Malevious could be the best follower of your matron. He didn't just cause you physical pain. He caused Kaixus emotional pain. It's a hallelujah moment for you.
Oh my god.
there are multifacets of pain, physicality, and emotional.
Oh, I gotta learn how to do that. Oh, I'm gonna gaslight so many people. Oh, this is gonna be great.
Raggax has unlocked gaslight. That's an ability.
This is my level up. This is my level up.
He took the gaslight feat.
At this realization, Raggax turns around. He looks at Kaixus working. How's it feel having one arm, you one-armed loser?
What the fuck?
You're a little bitch. Yeah, I bet that makes you feel bad.
You see Kaixus like takes off his prosthetic, he turns it around, he like flicks, he like does some magic, points it at Raggax, and it just rockets at him.
Are you casting something legitimately, or are you just...
Nah, I'm just, here's a, I don't know, we'll I guess call it magic missile. Well, his little fingies shoot out.
I don't know if you really have magic missile or not, but
I do.
You do? Then,
I do.
Oh shit! Ah, fuck!
Pop, pop. I have one more
damage.
spell slot left.
Roll damage.
I don't have it. This
I'll
kills me.
intentional-
If this kills me, holy shit!
I will intentionally send like two of them away, but one of them is gonna hit.
Okay.
What's the fucking damage on them? Is it 1d4?
It's a D4
Okay.
plus 1.
Sheelal wakes up to the screaming.
Five.
His head is just pivoting back and forth, watching all this go on.
Sheelal, your head like immediately motions up, and all you see is one rocket arm and clock Raggax right hook style from afar away. Boom!
How was my first act in service of our matron?
You know what? Not bad. Not bad. You did good. You did good.
Mm-hmm. All the fingers retract.
I'm sorry. I'm about to make so many crippled jokes towards you. I'm so sorry.
It's literally, I have a fully functioning
shit.
prosthetic.
Gosh.
But you don't have a fully functioning arm.
It mostly functions. He tries to like grab his tool with it, and it's like, fuck, sorry. After I do that spell, you gotta kind of like jam the fingers.
Gotta
back
wait
in.
for my
Yeah.
fingers to get back into slot.
Don't worry. You know what? Here's my new goal for you. God damn it, we're gonna regrow that arm,
I don't think.
and then I'm gonna take
can't
it
really
away
do
again.
that. You know what? If you can somehow figure out how to give me a fully functioning flesh arm, I will let you cut it off.
Oh my god!
If you can manage to do that, Raggax, I will allow you to sever my arm below the elbow. If you can somehow figure out to do what I have not been able to do, which is grow an arm.
It's okay. It's real easy. Give me 20 levels and then I'll get Wish.
I'm sure that there's another spell besides Wish that could make that happen.
No,
Access
it's
to
gotta
the
be Wish.
If you had access to the spell Wish, you would use it to give me an arm.
For the bit, yes.
You wouldn't wish to, end my father's life.
No, I want to.
Meet your
No, he's
matron.
actually okay. I fucking hate Malevious, but damn, I gotta give him props. He knows what he's doing when it comes to our goddess. Like he's actually goated with the sauce.
Whether deserved or not, I don't want to discuss giving my father props for anything.
No, that's okay. You can still hate him and appreciate, hate the artist, not the art, right?
Sure.
But anyways, can I make a perception check? Make sure nothing's sneaking
By
out.
the way, I haven't used. Yeah.
Anyways.
And for your safety, I haven't used Hellish Rebuke yet for the day, so
that
just be
could
careful
kill me.
what you say.
I'd be careful.
Go ahead and give me your perception rolls.
It's gonna be a 24.
24 and a 18.
Your 2 hours pass as you both peer into the windstorm. It is quiet, and your 2 hours are up.
Nap
One
time.
last shift remains.
Nap time.
All right. Who was it? Ajax needs to wake up. Wake up!
Hang on, I don't remember. Hang on, Raggax,
Oh,
I don't
fuck.
remember. Who the fuck is supposed to? Who are we
I
supposed
already
to wake
yelled at
up?
him. Fuck.
Wait, has he already done his 4 hours?
Yes, and he's been
has he-
listening this entire time.
Oh, Ajax. Good morning to you. Just a little dazed, that's all.
Great thing about meditation, I am in tune with my surroundings.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Raggax, those
Yeah.
are some damn good intentions.
Ah, thanks? Wait, what did I do? Wait, what? What did I do with good intentions? I don't fucking know.
Gaslight, good
don't-
intentions.
Gaslight with good intentions, Raggax.
Good intentions.
All right, is anyone watching with you?
Oh, I'm sure Iska might wake up halfway through.
Sure. Well, good night. Kaixus puts like the top part of his helmet over his eyes as like a sleep mask.
Can Raggax, I hate to do this, but can Raggax try to sleight of hand his prosthetic off?
Off his arm? No, you can't.
Damn, oh well.
Sleight of hand. What
worth a
hand?
shot.
Oh!
I'm gonna get that arm. Okay, Rocket Raccoon. I'm gonna get that arm.
Oh, he
Rocky.
is.
It is
I didn't put
Right.
that
very
together
well
until now.
attached to his body.
And if for no other reason, Kaixus definitely like took extra measures to like make sure it's attached. He like padlocked it in 3 different places.
Ajax, it is you.
I am just taking the time, looking through my spell book, working on new sorceries that I'm on the cusp of adding to my repertoire. Kind of just letting everything sink in of what happened today. Trying to pick through these discrepancies that keep popping up.
As you sit by the fire in silence, your spell book open on one knee, your journal open in the other, going through your mind, trying to figure out just what is going on. What are these discrepancies? At every turn you take, there's something new, something different, something that just doesn't make sense. Small things, nothing major. In fact, the very first major thing that has been a discrepancy was the Lagrange family. You were certain they were chronologists. You were certain. But as you sit in silence for a bit pondering, you do hear the rustles of Iska slowly coming to, looking around.
Hey, kiddo.
Okay, so my headache is gone.
I'm glad to hear it.
And she does slowly sit up, scratch her head a bit, and you can see that her long black hair is sort of like scruffled up as it's sort of like knotted around her horns, and she like tries to pull it off a bit, and she sits up next to you for a bit.
I know that Reydale wasn't too kind to us.
I mean, yeah, but like it wasn't like that bad. Like Reydale didn't try to kill us.
Oh, it seems to all just have to deal with Kaixus.
Yeah. I mean, if I was a different person, I would say Kaixus is the issue.
I won't lie when I say that thought crossed my mind.
Well, then maybe he is the issue. Like, if we both have the thought, like, you know,
It's starting to become
I'm
a
not
trend.
saying, like, yeah. I mean, but then again, like, I can't blame him because you made someone hit him harder twice.
Maybe he deserved it. Karma works in mysterious ways.
Well, I was half asleep, but he did say he killed his siblings. So, like, maybe he did deserve it. Maybe he actually deserves all this.
How are you feeling? with everything going on?
Fine. I made it out of, the Tiefling village. And you haven't sent me back like the Bogo brothers did twice. So, like, I think we're pretty good.
That brings me to what I kind of wanted to talk to you about. The path will continue to get perilous. And it seems that you are met with a crossroad. This power that's emerging deep inside of you will only continue to grow stronger and stronger. I can sense that in your soul, there is an immeasurable amount of arcane source flowing through your every being, and I'm only going to let you make this choice. After today, I will personally ensure that whatever path you choose, you will get to the end of the road successfully. You may either turn back, return to the safety of your island, live that mundane life of a fisherman, yet surrounded by your loved ones, your family. It might be mundane, but it will be safe.
I'm starting to, I think I understand why you see so many discrepancies. Because, for a smart man, you make a lot of assumptions. That the village is safe, but like, my loved ones? My family? No. I don't have a family there. That's why I wanted to escape. I mean, you were there. In fact, they would have killed you because you know magic. So why would I, someone brimming with their soul, super fueling with magics and arcane power, want to go back to the place that's going to kill me?
Well, then I guess you'll go with option B. And as we're staring at the fire, I'll begin to conjure up what I believe to be, or what I expect her to look like as a young woman. Like in the cinders of the flames looking back at her. You will become more powerful than me. One day. It's inevitable. I mean, I was not born with the fortune that you were born with. I actually have to... No, I'm not going to go through that whole tangent. You are brimming with potential. You cast chronologistic magic on a whim.
No, I didn't. And she picks up the half scroll that has been like burnt up. I forgot to like get rid of like the the paper thing that circles like that did you roll up the scroll on. I forgot to throw it away, and she just tosses it into the fire. I just read the scroll. That was we found it on the Bogo Brothers ship.
Iska, that is no small feat.
That I can read?
No, you have this knack, this talent. A scroll like that is complex. It's no simple thing to just read. For someone like myself, it takes weeks upon months of time in order to master and even attempt such a thing. And it's not like I know everything there is to know about chronology magic, but the fact that you were able to do it on a whim it speaks volumes about what I believe you will be able to do.
You see her sort of put down the young girl armor and defensive layer that she has, and she sort of takes a breath and just goes, "Thank you. I hope I can live up to it."
Now, there is one issue.
Uh-huh.
It seems like your source might be just a little bit unbound.
Okay.
That shield that you conjured up.
Mm-hmm.
It worked for you. Yet you cannot guarantee that. And I've read that someone with your natural-born talent might experience some drawbacks. So it's just something we'll have to look out for.
Okay, I mean, what's the worst that'll happen? All the water all around me transforms into milk? Never gonna happen.
Is that a possibility?
It happened one time, okay? And it's really bad because, I lived on an island. So in reality, the ocean in a 2-mile radius turned to water. To milk.
That's a lot.
It only happened
of
one
milk.
time, though.
What kind of milk we talking about?
Unpasteurized.
It's Nesquik.
So many
milk and
fish. So many fish
Oh,
contracted salmonella.
Holy shit.
Do you know how many fish died? Did you know fish can't swim through milk?
It's water, technically.
I'm sure the feast was bountiful.
Healing
That
potions don't cure salmonella.
That sounds
Well, we could-
terrible.
Possibly salt cure them, turn them into some sort of fish jerky.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Milky fish jerky. Oh my god.
Name of the
That
episode
sounds
right there.
like a fucking
That's part of it.
nightmare.
It's gonna be part
all
of
the hard
our-
health stuff.
You want this
We're gonna make a cooking
frothy?
book.
You want this frothy
Milky
fish, don't you?
Jerky.
You want that frothy fish, babe? Come on. Well, it seems that we will continue to travel with this party. I know you were asleep for a good while. The consensus...
I heard everything.
Oh, okay, good. Rest assured, your safety still is a priority.
I can take care of myself. But thank you. I'll take care of you guys too. By blasting everything into smithereens.
You can do what I cannot.
When eventually I figure out how to cast Fireball. Just give me a couple days. Or
Once
weeks.
she learns, we're all fucked.
I have a question for you. When you were at the island, you went to my elder. Or, well, not to my elder, like the village elder, you know what I mean. Anyways, what did he tell you?
Well, your island, I was certain was supposed to be the location where I could find my quarry, the Lagrange family. And your elder, Damascus, he imparted much knowledge unto me, that my fate is ever changing, that it's clouded, and my path unclear. He told me that I would be a delicacy to the lords underneath. Understanding chronology magic is no small feat, that people would seek my knowledge if they learned that I even had an inkling of the craft, and that there will be no chance for me to get where I'm going if I try and take shortcuts. That's why I seek the Lagrange family, for I know for a fact there is no shortcuts with them. They are masters of their trade, and they stop at nothing to get what they want.
I need you to roll me a persuasion roll.
Persuasion is going to be a 15.
You see, Iska, look at you. A young girl that is wiser than her age. I'm confused. And maybe this goes back to what I said, because, you are a smart man that obviously makes a lot of assumptions. How do you know so much about them, but nothing about them at the same time? If they stop at nothing to get what they want, all right, cool, but how do you know that? Because then wouldn't you have known they weren't chronologists?
Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
And you have to promise me that you won't tell the others.
I don't talk to the others.
I know for a fact that the Lagrange family are chronologists. And I know for a fact that they stop at nothing to get what they want because I am a Lagrange. My name is Ajax Lagrange, and I am a chronology wizard. All of this is true.
Okay. I believe you. I don't have a reason not to. And I won't tell the others. But it doesn't make any sense. Was Malevious lying?
I did not travel from Laonidas. I did not travel from anywhere but your island, because your island is my home. Yet for some reason, everything here is different.
So, you can see she's trying. It's not that she doesn't understand you or believe you. She's actively trying to find the answers for you.
The Karamov family is not the Karamov family. The city of Reydale, rather than having their destruction once every 70-something years, it's every 15 years. Everything is different, yet everything is the same. Before we met, I was at home, in the lab, performing my greatest experiment yet. We finally figured it out. You see, my entire life's purpose is to figure out just how to slip through the fabric of time. To travel forwards, to travel backwards, all of that has been met with failure. We use test subjects, we send them through, we hear nothing. We know that for a fact that they dissipate into nothing. Yet sideways thinking allows for greater solutions. And I thought, what about, rather than traveling forwards or backwards, what if you travel through it? An alternative timeline, I traveled myself, and here I am. With more questions than answers, surrounded by people that know next to nothing about me and will never understand, because this is not my home, and I am stuck with no solution.
So, you went through a portal, and you ended up in my home?
Amrani fished me out of the water. I have lost control. The one thing that could possibly go wrong. The resources of my family. I came here in order to establish connection, to build a bridge between the timelines. And what am I met with but disdain and hatred? That's what he says. The one man that knows them that we've met so far.
You mean the one man that had nothing but disdain and hatred in his heart for his son, that tried to get us killed because his son slaughtered all his kids? Yeah, no, that makes sense. And then she looks at you. I don't belong in my village, but I also know my village did nothing but help you and show kindness to you and let you go. I may not be very welcomed there, but don't say no one showed you any kindness.
I like you, Ajax. As he pokes his head out because he's always conscious. He's listening this entire time. And then he shuts back in.
Oh.
I didn't tell him. It wasn't me. It was not me. It was not me.
Well, it seems that we're going to have quite to unpack when everyone wakes up.
And as you both look at Sheelal, silently, the sun slowly begins to rise, and a new dawn approaches you all. Most of your secrets out. All but one. One left in the hands of a small robotic creature that may not like to talk, but he sure does love to tell. And as this chapter closes on your adventure, a new day brings a new chapter. That's where we will end this episode.
Oh boy.
Hey guys, this is Trevor, also known as Ajax, the time-weaving chronology wizard of the party. Thank you so very much for the continued support. It is greatly appreciated. We have a lot in store for you, and cannot wait for you to see the exploits that we get into. So, if you haven't, please make sure to follow us on whatever platform you're listening in on, and share with your friends. New episodes release every Wednesday. See you next time.